name is Gina Sanderson. I am the Indigenous Youth Worker for Burnaby North, and I'm from the Mamalikwela-Kwikwistum First Nations, which is just off of Vancouver Island in Alert Bay and Village Island. Truth and reconciliation is super important to me because I'm the first generation that didn't go to residential school or day school. My grandparents, my great-grandparents, my uncles, and all my aunts went to either day school or residential school, going back from the 1800s. It was very secretive for a long time. We never talked about it. My father never talked about residential school or day school. And I would drive by the residential school 1,000 times in my village. And I knew people went to school there, but I had no idea the trauma and the things that had happened to my family in that residential school. And it wasn't until I was about my mid-30s and we went for dinner at my sister's house, and my great uncles and my grandmother was there and my dad, and they started sharing stories. And I was really taken back because I'd never heard anything. We never learned anything in school. So yeah, so I was told a few stories. For me, I never really understood why my dad never, ever came into my school. He never came to a Christmas concert, never came to the school carnival, never came to a parent-teacher interview, never. And I never really asked him. I just kind of accepted it because that's just what it was. And, you know, my mom always came, but my dad never did go. And it wasn't until later that I understood why he never walked in. But he did come one time, and that was my grade 12 graduation. So that was the first and only time that he ever came into our school.
Every September 30th, we wear orange shirts to honor the innocent Indigenous children who were forcefully separated from their families, culture, and identity in the name of assimilation.
We stand with the grieving families whose children were taken away and never returned.
Currently, the search for unmarked graves continues at the former sites of residential schools across Canada.
Thousands of children went missing during the 160 plus years that residential schools operated in Canada for, most likely buried in school cemeteries without any gravestones.
Now, newer technologies such as ground-penetrating radars are being used to find the missing children by detecting the soil disturbances that are inconsistent with the surrounding areas.
Despite the Canadian government cutting search funds by 83%, Indigenous leaders across Canada continue to fight for the means to locate and commemorate the children who never came home.
As students who live and learn on the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish, it is our responsibility to contribute to truce and reconciliation efforts.
You might have noticed the memorial we placed in the comments at the start of this week.
Please take some time to read the message by the memorial and reflect on it, as well as the various symbols placed around it.
The memorial is student government's act of remembering and honoring the lost children, but we must do our part as well.
After watching this video, your teachers will hand out orange hearts to everyone.
Please write a thoughtful message on what Orange Shirt Day means to you and how you can support its purpose.
These hearts will be put up all over the school. Be sure to grab one and write a thoughtful message on it, and look at other people's messages as well.
Along with the orange hearts, we encourage you to continue to support the healing and reconciliation of our Indigenous communities. Here are some ways that Burnaby North students are showing their support.
I will spread the experiences of my grandparents to the people around me to spread awareness of their past grievances.
I will read stories from Indigenous authors to better understand their perspectives.
For Truth and Reconciliation, I plan on volunteering for Indigenous communities and commit my time to help strengthen their community.
I will support Indigenous artists and engage with their written and creative works.
Reconciliation is an ongoing journey. It's an ongoing process and a journey. By establishing a new and respectful relationship between our Indigenous and non-Indigenous staff and students, we will restore what we need to be restored, and it means action, not just words, and rebuild trust. We are all one at Burnaby North. We are all connected, and we are all on this journey together.